Hello, welcome back. It's that time again. It's the second full-time review ever where we discuss everything in the world of Manchester United post-game. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the full-time review this week? Is there anything you'd like to add? Me singing a few United songs? You know, I'll throw ideas out there. But anyway, let's get to it. On to the first part. As always, let's talk about the result. Manchester United beating Everton 1-0. Anthony Martial with a brilliant instinctive finish following some good play from good old Timmy Fosu-Mensah. The result leaves Manchester United 1 point behind Manchester City, really closing that gap for the race for the fourth spot in the Premier League this season. Right guys, we spoke about the result, now over to Charlie for some player ratings.
Everton didn't have many attempts on goal, but when they did and Jagielka looked to level the game, David De Gea pulled off a fine instinctive save. That makes me give him a 7 out of 10. I give Smalling a 7, I give Darmian a 7 out of 10, and I gave him an 8 out of 10. He had Lukaku in his pocket all game and deserved that standing ovation he got when he went off through injury. For me, he gets a 6 out of 10. He looked better going forward than he did defending. I thought Schneiderlin had a decent game, so I gave him a 7. He had a couple of stray passes. That might have accounted for his substitution, and that is why I give him a 6. Failed to boss the play, and that is why I gave him a 6.5. Martial continued to look like our main goal threat. That's why I gave him a 7.5. Rashford was added again, and he got a 7.5 from me. Lingard had some very nice pieces of play, resulting in me giving him a 7. Timothy made a game-saving tackle at the end to grab us all 3 points. He was also involved in the United goal, and for me, he gets a 7.5.
Thanks, Charlie. That's brilliant as always. Great scores out of 10. Now let's get to the juicy part, the part everybody has been waiting for, and that is the 3-point review. On to number 1, jet lag? Question mark. Louis van Gaal mentioned in the press conference after the game that Rojo was suffering from jet lag. Very confusing that he'd chuck him in to start a pretty big game against an Everton team that is very, very good away from home. In the game, Rojo in the first half was absolutely atrocious. Completed 54% of his passes in the game, won 0% of his tackles, 0% of his aerial duels, failed to make a clearance and failed to make an interception. Positionally, he was all over the place. Deulofeu was breaking in behind him countless times. But then the change at half-time really changed it. Fosu-Mensah came on, went to right back, Darmian out to left back. Fosu-Mensah is a player that can play a number of positions, but I feel, full back, right back especially, could be, how he sort of can get into the Manchester United team and really hold down a starting shirt. We've seen this season our right backs have been poor going forward. Obviously the left-hand side's very good. We've got Martial and obviously Luke Shaw at the start of the season, and then a number of different left-backs have come in and done a decent job there. But on the right-hand side, going forward, it's been very, very poor. And it's been very narrow, which means everything goes down one side and it's easy to defend against. But Timmy showed for the goal that he's got that composure. The composure to get into the penalty area, play a ball across the goal, and obviously create the only goal of the game. Just shows that he can definitely be, a solid starter for United in years to come. I feel that right back is the place where he's going to be playing until he hits a certain age. You can say, get that experience in the first team at right back. Someone like David Alaba, a player that can play central midfield, play attacking midfield, play on the left, play on the right, play left back, play right back. That's where I see Fosu-Mensah could be, just being a very sort of fluid player. Any role that he would just get him in that side. Good performance, made 3 interceptions, 2 clearances and made an absolute cracking block. Well done, Timmy. Keep up that form. On to number 2, it's got to be a white one, man, and that is Big Daley Blind. Again, he was fantastic. He had Lukaku in his back pocket. After he sort of did a job on Aguero in the derby, wasn't too concerned with Smalling and Blind coming up against Lukaku, one of the best strikers in the Premier League this season. But they absolutely did a job on him, especially Daley Blind. There was moments in the game where he was a bit too tight to him, but then he reacted very well, intercepting balls, cleaning up, and having that composure. That composure at centre-half is something that Man United haven't really seen, after Ferguson's gone. Obviously, we lost someone like Rio Ferdinand that was so good at bringing the ball out, and Daley Blind can do that so well. But he also has worked on his defensive game, the interception to stop Lukaku's pass to Aaron Lennon in the first half, and then the second half, that block, 55 minutes gone, Lukaku backs into the penalty area, gets a shot away at goal, but Blind, using his agility, gets the block, goes wide, stops, a pretty much a definite goal. It's just great to see Daley Blind maturing as a footballer. Ajax, he was at left back and then he was at central midfield and really sort of, held that role, was the Eredivisie player of the season. And again for Manchester United, he's up there with David De Gea in terms of his performances because he's not naturally a centre-back. And he's just done, the last few months he's been great at centre-back. He's sort of coming into this role, a role that we should have definitely filled in the summer. We should have gone big, signed someone like Matt Hummels or another massive defender to sort of go next to Chris Smalling. But Blind has done a decent job. So I'd like to see Blind around the team next season, but in what position, I'm not too sure. If a new manager comes in, definitely look to get a new centre-back. But anyway, Daley Blind, what a performance. On to the third point, and it's got to be about Hesse Lingard. We've got James Wilson, Hesse Lingard, two very decent Spanish players, but I feel that Lingard over the last few weeks has shown some great form. His industry at central midfield has been brilliant. Van Gaal's sort of fallen again onto this system of playing a defensive midfielder with two central midfielders, and that's where Lingard played in the first half of Manchester United before the Ander Herrera change. He was sort of next to Morgan Schneiderlin. They were pressing really well, making tackles, and just keeping the ball going. He had a great link up with Anthony Martial that created a really good chance for Martial and a lovely little flick. And he just, in the game, his work rate was so good. He broke well, counter-attacked at the right times, pressed at the right times, and it's a very mature performance. That's something that I've never questioned with Lingard, is his intelligence, his game intelligence is right up there with, really, really top players. He just needs to work on a few things, hit the gym in the summer. That's got to be a big thing. We saw like Januzaj hit the gym this summer and Luke Shaw, and they came back and they completely stole the show at the start of the season. And that's what Jess Lingard definitely needs to do. He's a little bit too slender for the Premier League sometimes. He gets knocked off the ball too much, and sometimes when he's running at the ball, he takes a touch that's a little bit too heavy and knocks the ball away. But his industry and his work rate is brilliant. Completed 55 passes against Everton. Only John Stones completed more passes on the pitch, so it was a really good performance. He kept it simple, worked the ball well, pressed well. When he went to attacking midfield after Ander Herrera came on and United switched to two holders, again he was good. He was linking with Rashford, he was linking with Martial, and it's just nice to see a United product back into the first team. So well played, Jess. Right, it's time for the man of the match, the poll that you all voted for on Twitter. Again, over to Charlie.
You voted Daley Blind as your man of the match over on our Twitter poll. This is how the rest of the results break down.
I couldn't agree more with you chaps on Twitter. Excellent. Daley Blind, what a performance. Now it's time for the 3-word review coming from Twitter from you lovely gentlemen and ladies. Big Bad Daley. I absolutely love that 3-word review. Now let's check out United over on different YouTube channels.
We're giving Manchester United YouTube channels 30 seconds to say whatever they want. So here's what they sent in.
Jonathan Schrager, joined by the King himself.
Thanks guys, and although I hate to say it, Michael Carrick just isn't the same player as he used to be anymore for Manchester United.
Hey everybody, this is Stephen Elson, and I think this United on YouTube is a fantastic idea from Full-Time Devils.
You can find a lot of my in-depth interviews with ex-United players over at Stretty News TV.
If a future manager were to come in and start looking for replacements, I think he need not look any further and prioritize his efforts elsewhere, because we have what it takes to replace him in this man right here, Daley Blind.
Please take 5 minutes out of your day and go and support every single person that's in this video. Go and find their channels. I think the links are in the description below. Go and support them, go and give them a subscribe, go and watch what they've got.
Me personally, I felt that there was a bit of a subdued atmosphere amongst Reds exiting Old Trafford. I've been attending games at Old Trafford for now 30 years, and obviously it is bizarre for there to be not a massively positive sentiment following a win, but I suppose that speaks to the underwhelming nature of Louis van Gaal football at times.
And although he isn't the world-class signing that we've all been hoping for, I think he's proven many times this season that he has what it takes to play for Manchester United with this versatility. And I think it'll work. If you play him in an inverted triangle with Morgan Schneiderlin in that single pivot holding midfield role, and then put Daley Blind ahead of him, I think he has what it takes to string the passes forward.
It's a wonderful, diverse community, and there's some excellent YouTubers talking about Manchester United that deserve more attention and more views on all their videos. And while you're there, go and find me as well. Search for Stephen Howson on YouTube and you'll find my channel where I talk about all sorts of stuff, from playing FIFA, playing Footy Manager, to the long in-depth videos of just me waffling on that I know you all love.
However, on the positive side, I felt the youngsters were very promising. Fosu-Mensah is a commanding player beyond his years. You can see him, I don't know if they picked it up on TV, but he was kind of marshalling everyone, players that were far more senior than him. He's marshalling them on the pitch, which shows that he's got supreme confidence in himself as a leader. I think he's going to go on to become potentially a very special player.
Not with his dribbling ability and his ability to take players on and, pass them forward, but his mid to long range passes, those 15, 20, 30 yarders, whether they be driven low balls or pinned high, find those players and release them through the channels and really get our attacks going forward.
And I'm also very excited to see the more attacking younger players, the likes of Martial, Lingard, and what they can provide potentially when they're unshackled under a future manager. So all in all, okay.
I think he has what it takes, just like good old Michael back in the days. Back over to you guys.
So that's everything happening in the world of Manchester United.
Whoa, Sam, that's not everything.
No?
That's not everything.
Go on.
Guys, I've got my own channel as well. I know Full-Time Devils give me way more than 30 seconds every week.
Yeah.
But subscribe to Adam McCullough. The stuff that ain't on here is on there. See you later.
All right, cheers, mate. So yeah, that's everything happening in the world of Manchester United on YouTube and on Adam's channel. Thank you to everybody sending stuff in, for sending stuff in. Here's Dave in the studio.
Thanks to Sam and Adam for that brilliant contribution. Now it's over to Charlie for Charlie's Chatter.
These are two talking points this week: Anthony Martial and Antonio Conte. Chelsea have announced Antonio Conte as their new manager on a 3-year deal. As Chelsea's 5th Italian manager, Conte will join Chelsea after managing Italy in the European Championships. But when he managed Juventus, he won 3 Serie A titles and 1 year set a Serie A record of 102 points in a season. Anthony Martial has been sensational for Manchester United this year. A lot of people will label him a waste of money after his huge price tag from Monaco, but now they most definitely know, and so do I, that he was worth that money. I have been able to watch Anthony Martial play home and away, and this year for me, he has been United's most consistent attacker. This week's winner against Everton was Anthony's 14th goal of the season in all competitions, but my favourite is his first, the one against Liverpool on his debut. I'll always remember that one. That's it from me for this week. Back over to you, Dave.
Well, there you have it. The full-time review is over. Don't be sad, it'll be back next week. Thanks for everyone involved. Charlie, excellent stuff as always. Cheers to Adam, cheers to Sam and everyone else that was in the video. Till next time, subscribe below if you're new to Full-Time Devils. Comment in who was your man of the match, Daily Blind, Martial, or maybe Jess Lingard. Till next time.
Hello and welcome to a sort of new spruced up edition of Points of View.
Points of View Tube, that's the joke.
Points of View Tube.